Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking all about my monolids. I got a few comments recently under my makeup tutorials asking about monolids and how to find confidence in them. So I really wanted to sit down and film kind of a chatty heart-to-heart video and share my experience with my monolids and how I became more comfortable with them. I'm hoping that by doing this video that I can help some of you who are struggling with finding confidence in your monolids. I have like a rough outline of what I want to talk about, but it's still gonna be kind of free flow. I hope you guys don't mind that. And I also want to thank everyone who shared their stories with me on Instagram. I really appreciated it because it just really helped me get more perspectives on what other people's experiences were like before I filmed a whole video about monolids. I'm not wearing any makeup on my eyes right now, and honestly the thought of it kind of freaked me out at first. I don't know what it was. I know you guys have seen my bare face with nothing on it. You've seen this look in vlogs many times before. But I guess just the thought of me sitting down, looking at you and talking to you with no eye makeup on, and you're staring back at me for such a long period of time, it really freaked me out. I told myself, you know what? It's okay. Like, this is going to be something that helps me get more comfortable with my bare monolid eyes too. So here I am. My eyes. So I've had monolids my whole life. Surprise, surprise. My eyes are actually not symmetrical. I highly doubt anyone's eyes are perfectly symmetrical. My right eye has always been slightly bigger than my left eye, and in the past few years there's actually been a small, like tiny little crease at the end of my right eye. You can barely even see it sometimes, but I guess my right eye would be considered a hooded monolid, and this is just a monolid. When I was little, I really loved pop culture. I loved music, movies, television. I read all the magazines. I loved consuming that. Every form of media, I just loved it. Back then, it was even less diverse than what it is now. And so everyone I would see would be probably Caucasian, and they don't look like me, and I don't look like them. But I really idolized all these actors and these singers, and I wanted to be like them. I wanted to look like them, but I didn't. And I don't. And that does take a toll on your self-esteem and your confidence. I know that not all Asians have monolids, and not all people who have monolids are Asians, but for me, my monolids and being Asian American are very closely tied together because I feel like my eyes are the definitive thing that makes me feel like an Asian American, because going to school, I felt like that's what set me the most apart. Not the only thing, but the biggest thing. And there are people at school who would make fun of me for being Asian, and my eyes were kind of the focal point and the center of that. So me being Asian American and having monolids they just go hand in hand for me. Luckily for me, my parents didn't put a lot of emphasis on physical beauty. I'm very grateful that they never made me feel inadequate or not good enough because I didn't have a really sharp nose, I didn't have the biggest eyes, or whatever it was. I think I felt the most insecure about my eyes was when I first started doing makeup, and I would try to copy the makeup looks that I saw in the media that I was consuming, and I would get so frustrated and so upset that I couldn't do the looks that they had because my eyes were so different, and I just didn't know how to do it, and I would fail every time because my expectations were that I would end up with big round eyes with beautiful eyeshadow and winged liner like to the skies that would show, but obviously it's not gonna show, and I'm not gonna look like that. There's just no way. And I also want to talk about plastic surgery. I'm not opposed to plastic surgery. If you want to get plastic surgery, that's fine. If I end up wanting to get plastic surgery one day, that's fine too. If my friends want to get plastic surgery, I don't care, and I shouldn't care. I should have no opinion on that because it's not my opinion to have. If someone wants to change something about themselves to make them feel better and make life a little bit easier for themselves, then like, why not? I don't see why that's an issue or why that should even matter to me. It doesn't affect me whatsoever. I've definitely considered getting plastic surgery, but that was when I was younger and I wasn't old enough to afford plastic surgery or even get it. I remember thinking, like, when I'm older and I have money, I can get plastic surgery to fix my eyes and make it look normal. But I was thinking, like, how old am I going to be when I can do that. And at the time I was maybe like 14, 15, 16, I have no idea. And I thought at the very least 18, it would be the youngest where I could get plastic surgery. At the highest, maybe 30. If I get plastic surgery, I'm gonna wake up one day with a new set of eyes. And the thought of how jarring that might feel kind of turned me off to the idea, because I'm waking up every single day looking in the mirror at my eyes and I know what I look like. If one day I decide to get plastic surgery to get a double eyelid or a crease or whatever, it's gonna be so drastic that I wouldn't feel like myself. I think I would feel lost, I would feel confused, and it's kind of irreversible. There's no way that I can get my old eyes back if the surgery didn't go well or something. So once I realized that I could potentially feel that way, I threw the idea of plastic surgery out the window because I would just feel so lost. And that's just me personally. But again, if you want to get plastic surgery, make sure that it's something you want to do and that you're not doing it for anyone else and you're only doing it for yourself. Because if you don't do it for yourself, you may one day regret it and hold this resentment. No one should be telling you that you need or should get plastic surgery, because at the end of the day, it's your face, it's your body, and you will have to face it every single day. So if you are going to get plastic surgery, just please, please, please make sure that it's for yourself and not for anyone else. My journey of learning to love my monolids started last year when I decided to quit my full-time job and pursue YouTube full-time. And when you do that, you're putting yourself out there for the world to see and judge, and you're also comparing yourself a lot to others. I would just see people on YouTube and Instagram with these amazing makeup looks, and I've always loved playing with makeup. I thought I was decent, like I wasn't the best, but I thought I was pretty good with doing makeup on myself. But when I saw these amazing unique makeup looks, I just felt so inadequate. And I remember Karen told me one day that I should start doing makeup videos. If you go back to my older videos, it was mostly fashion focused with a little bit of makeup here and there. And she told me to start doing more makeup videos, monolid tutorials, because I was good at doing them. And I just remember telling her, like, I don't want to do that though. Like, that's not what I want to do. And part of it was because I didn't feel like I could do it. I just didn't think I had the skills to do it. I didn't think I could learn the skills to do it. But in a way, I knew I was rejecting the fact that I have monolids, because I didn't want to be that girl with monolids who did monolid makeup. I wanted to be more like cater to everyone, but now I'm realizing like that is such a flawed idea. Last year also I started wearing eyelid tape to try and get a double eyelid on my left eye to even it out. I was kind of making excuses. I said like, oh, I just want to even out my eyes. I don't really need a double eyelid. I just want them to be even. And some days that was true. Other days I would put eyelid tape on both my eyes to try to make the crease bigger. I did that for maybe about 6 months. I would try to wear eyelid tape every day, but I wasn't very consistent with it. And I bought like cheap eyelid tape from Daiso. I thought that by wearing eyelid tape, it would be better than getting plastic surgery because it would be a gradual change rather than all in 1 hour. But by the end of it, it just wasn't working. I wasn't getting the crease that I wanted. It wasn't staying there. I was tired of wearing it all the time and not feeling like myself. It just wasn't working. And I told myself, this is a sign that I'm just not meant to have a crease and I should just appreciate the eyes that God gave me, that was passed down to me through my lineage. So I stopped wearing eyelid tape. I really commend people who are super dedicated to wearing eyelid tape every day though, because man, I just was so lazy. I couldn't do it. If someone wants to wear eyelid tape, I have no issues or anything about that. Again, I have no right to say anything, but just for me personally, it felt like it was taking a toll on my day to have to cut out eyelid tape, measure it specifically for my eye and all that stuff. It just didn't work out for me. Last year, as a lot of you guys probably know, is when I started listening to BTS and got really into K-pop. And instead of consuming Western media, I started consuming more Asian media, I guess. I mean, just Korean pretty much. I started listening to more K-pop. I started watching a few K-dramas, and I was just more exposed to faces that looked more like mine. And it helped so freaking much. It makes me so emotional because I just wish there was more representation and diversity in the media. Growing up, if I had more role models who looked like me that I could look to and learn from, I just don't think I would have felt insecure about my eyes or the way I looked. But this is just the way that our society is. So through watching K-pop videos and K-dramas and stuff, I realized that the makeup artists would do their makeup in a way that flatters their features rather than try to create Western features on them, I guess. They just really did their makeup to flatter their client. And they looked great. Like, they looked natural, they still looked like themselves, and it was amazing. And I know with K-pop and in Korea, plastic surgery is huge there. I understand there's kind of that weird, what's it called? Irony? I don't know if irony is the right word for it, but I know that plastic surgery is big in Korea and in Korean media. There are still a lot of idols and singers and actors and whoever, role models, who haven't gotten eyelid surgery. And just seeing that was enough for me to comfort me and to let me know that I don't need eyelid surgery either. They get their makeup done and it looks great on them. It flatters their eye shape. And that's what really inspired me to accept that my eyes are this way and that I should just try to practice doing makeup for my eye shape. And I think because we've been so exposed to Western media and Western faces, especially growing up in the States, it's definitely changed and warped our sense of thinking. How do I explain this? I think the common frustration with monolids is that when you do eyeliner, you can't see it, versus like a Western eye, you can see the liner whether the eye is open or closed. But why does it have to be that way? Like, why can't your wing liner just show up when you look down or when you look to the side? I feel like it makes your eyes more mysterious when there's something more to it. It's like another dimension and layer that they didn't see before. And that's not appreciated more because we're so used to seeing a certain eye in the media and that's how it should be. But that doesn't have to be the case. And that's something that I wish... I don't know why I'm crying. It just makes me sad because I wish, like, growing up, someone had told me that I can still wear eyeliner, but it doesn't always have to show. It doesn't have to look that way. It's just what we're used to seeing because there aren't enough faces or diversity in the media. I just wish more girls and guys knew that. We've been exposed for so long to a certain type of look that works for certain eye shapes. And I guarantee that if more monolid eyes had been in the media and were dominant in the media, it would probably be reversed. That's just how I feel. I am just so incredibly happy to see that there are more unique faces in the media and there's more diversity. And I don't mean this just with monolids, but in general, across all ethnicities. It's so amazing to see it being celebrated more. Okay, I feel a little better now. How I found confidence or became more confident in having monolids, it really just came with that realization that I should try to do makeup that flatters me and not what I see in the media that looks nothing like me. That was the turning point for me. And for sure, it's hard to try to find makeup or do makeup that flatters your eyes. It's not instant. It takes a lot of practice. You just have to not get frustrated if it doesn't turn out a certain way. Then you'll just know that that doesn't work for you and you can try another look and you can try another technique. You can try something else. You just can't give up and get frustrated. I think I found a look that works for me, and that's the winged line. There are days where I try not to do a winged line, but I end up kind of doing it anyway because that's just what I think flatters me the most and what I'm used to doing. And that's kind of an area of insecurity where sometimes if I don't have a wing liner, I feel a little bit off. But I'm gonna keep doing it anyway and just force myself to get used to it because I want to learn to love it. You know, even though I do feel more confident than I did before, than I did last year, I still have moments where I'm like, man, I wish I could do that, but I can't. Someone asked me on Instagram if there are days where I still wish I had bigger eyes, and the answer is no. I don't wish for that anymore because I've really learned to love my eyes. I don't know if I've ever really said that before, or at least with this much like oomph, like yes, I do love my eyes. I don't want to change it. Honestly, what really helped is just finding looks that worked for me. And I learned how to flatter them and really work with those features. I only very recently felt this confident and comfortable with my eyes. Before, I would have these thoughts like, yeah, I don't like the way my eyes look, but at least I have enough skills to make them look better. And when I was thinking about this earlier, it made me a little bit sad because I was still in that like, I need to fix it mindset, and I'm compensating for my eyes with my skill set. But I realized that's not the case at all. It's not that I have these skills that I can hide my eyes or features. It's that I have so many other things that I can be proud of and happy about. To let my physical feature or flaw bring me down, there are so many more things to be happy about and to focus our attention on. Like the fact that I can even see through my eyes and see the world, like that is amazing in itself already. The fact that I have skills and hands and I can create things, like that is amazing too. And there's just so many other things to focus on. And those are things that can help you be more confident. Being able to blend my eyeshadow or fill in my brows, those are skills that I'm proud of having. I know there might be people who are like, that's just makeup, but those are skills. It's like painting, it's like art, and that's something to be proud of. And by getting confidence in that, made me more confident about my appearance. I feel like once you feel confident about something that you can do, overall you're just gonna be more beaming with confidence. I guess what I'm trying to say is don't put your confidence all in one thing. Don't put it all in just your eyes and forget or neglect all the other great things that you have about yourself. I just feel sad thinking that I didn't realize this before and that there are other people out there who also don't realize this. And one thing that I really like is when I'm happy or when I'm smiling or laughing, I love the way I feel and I love the way I look when I'm happy. And a lot of it has to do with the way my eyes look, which happens to be really tiny when I'm laughing and smiling, but it's okay because I like it, because I love the way I feel when I'm happy. Sometimes it just takes seeing your eyes in a different perspective to learn to appreciate them. Loving the way that you look is important, but it really starts with how you feel too. So just really find confidence in your soul and your heart and the things that you can do. Something else I think about is that my eyes came from my parents and it came from their genes, and I love my parents and I love my brother, I love my sister, I love my family, and you know, pretty much everyone in my family has monolids, and I think they're all so beautiful because they have such beautiful souls. I just admire everyone in my family so much, and it's like the shape of their eyes doesn't change the way I feel about them. I admire them for their love and their heart and their soul, and it's like if I can see that in my family, why can't I see that in myself? You don't judge your friends based off of the shape of their eyes, so you shouldn't be so hard on yourself and judge you for the shape of your eyes either. These are things that I wish I could have told my younger self. There's a saying or a quote somewhere that I read where it said, "Be the person you needed when you were younger." And I am trying so hard to be that person. This was just what I wanted to share with you, and I hope it was helpful in some way. I would freaking love to hear your stories and your experiences, so please comment down anything that you want to talk about. It's kind of crazy to me that I'm sitting here talking about my monolids and loving them and feeling comfortable in them when, like, not even that long ago I was talking to Karen and pretty much rejecting the fact that I have monolids. I'm just really thankful to everyone here who's been so supportive on my makeup tutorials and everything that I've been doing. Social media and doing YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff, it's definitely a challenge and it's hurt my confidence, but in so many ways it's made me even more confident. So I'm just really grateful that I even have the chance, like the opportunity to share my story with you, and I really hope that it has helped in some way. I guess I will end this video here. It was really nice to have this heart-to-heart and just get this off my chest and share with you guys. I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye!